Welcome back to the Natasha Effect. And since it's Monday, you already know what that means. We're reading between the lines again. And if you're new here, this is where we take the 48 laws of power and decode them in real life terms: mindset, emotion, business, relationships, all of it. Because power isn't about strategy, it's about self awareness. So last week, we talked about royalty, timing, and restraint, which was laws 34 to 36. This week, we're taking it a little deeper with 37 through 40, which is all about influence, unpredictability, control, and ego. These laws remind you that power isn't just how you move, it's how you are perceived. So let's just start where the magic begins, right at 37. Create compelling spectacles. Striking imagery and grand symbolic gestures create the aura of power. Everyone responds to them. Stage spectacles for those around you, then full of arresting visuals and radiant symbols that heighten your presence. Now, Natasha, what the hell does that mean? Listen, people remember what they feel, not what they're told. Law 37 is all about creating experiences that stick to your memory. It's the power of presentation. The way that you show up, the aura that you build around what you do. Think about it. When you walk in the room, do people see you or do they feel your presence? Does the room shift? Because energy that leaves an imprint is energy that commands attention, and that is our goal. And no, this doesn't mean that you need to be flashy. Sometimes your spectacle is your consistency, your silence, your grace under pressure. It's the way that you turn simple moments into statements. Now, never underestimate the power of aesthetic control, because when you learn to curate your energy, your image, your branding, your delivery, you stop chasing attention and now you magnetize it. And speaking of magnetism, that brings us right to the next law, because once you've captured the attention, now you have to know how to keep it. Law 38 says, think as you like, but behave like others. If you make a show of going against the times, flaunting your unconventional ideas and unorthodox ways, people will think you only want attention and that you look down on them. Blend in and nurture the common touch. Share your originality only with tolerant friends and those who are sure to appreciate your uniqueness. Now, this law checks the ego. It's basically saying you can be as different as you want from the next person, but don't make people feel less than because of it. Power isn't about rebelling for the sake of rebellion. It's about knowing when to blend in and where to stand out. There's a time to shock the room and there's a time to move in silence. You can't influence people if you make them defensive. That doesn't make sense. So play the part long enough to earn their trust and then shift the game. The greatest leaders don't announce their difference. They embody it until the world has no choice but to follow. See, power isn't about being seen. Sometimes it's about being strategically unseen. And that is the perfect bridge to Law 39. Because when you understand perception, you can shape reality or emotion. Now, Law 39 is titled Stir Up Waters to Catch Fish. Anger and emotion are strategically counterproductive. You must always stay calm and objective, but you can make your enemies angry while staying calm yourself. You gain a decided advantage. Now, this one right here is, we'll call it emotional intelligence on steroids. Like EQ got an upgrade. People who can't control their emotions will always be controlled by someone who can. Now, when you stay calm while others are losing it, you're winning without trying, because emotion clouds logic. And when people get emotional, honestly, they expose their weaknesses or their insecurities or something that will help you control them. Sometimes all you have to do is sit back and let them reveal it themselves. Let them rant. Let them show you what moves them. That's information. That is their thumbscrew. Now, here's the truth. Power is not loud, and I say that time and time again. Move in silence. It's the quiet observer in the corner who already knows how everyone will react before the scene even unfolds. So stay grounded, stay calm, because when you control your energy, you control the room. And speaking of control, that will bring us to the final law of the day, which is Law 40. Despise the free lunch. This one is probably one of my favorites, but essentially it can be summed up by saying what is offered for free is dangerous. It usually involves either a trick or a hidden obligation. What has worth is worth paying for. You know the saying, you get what you pay for. The free lunch. This law, it's not about money at all. It is about value and exchange. Anything that comes too easily has strings. Most of the time. Because when they can sway you, they'll try to bind. Or like if they can buy you, essentially, like if you can be bought, you can be bound. Now, here's the truth. When you pay, you stay in power because you're controlling the exchange, the energy, the expectation. Don't be afraid to invest, especially in yourself, your business, your image, your growth. Because the person who invests in themselves is dangerous. Because they don't owe anyone anything for her or his elevation. The power in saying, I can get it myself, because, I'll say there's power in saying, I'll do it myself, or I can get it for myself, because free often costs more than you think. Sometimes free might cost you more than something you pay for. So, laws 37 through 40, creating the image, blending in when needed, staying calm under chaos, and owning your worth. These 4 laws move together. They remind you that power isn't what you do, it's how you do it. The tone, the timing, the awareness. Because at the end of the day, it's not manipulation, it's mastery. Mastering how you move, who or what you mirror, and what you choose to magnify, that's on you. And if this episode hit something in you, share it, tag the Natasha Effect, tag a friend, and send it to someone who maybe needs that reminder. And remember, you don't chase power, you become it. Stay grounded, stay graceful, and I will see you next Monday for Laws 41 through 44. Bye!